What are your names?
I'm Elena.
And I'm Pex.
History.
And I enjoy it, just you learn about like the history of New Zealand and other places as well. And it's pretty much a fun period.
Yeah.
What projects have you been working on this year?
We did a 3.1, was it the first one? And you chose a historical event, and I chose influenza. And what did you?
Oh no, I chose Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, and you research it, you find all these snippets of information, you have 3 focus questions, and you answer each one, and you put them in this.
Taking the subject.
It's sort of made career options a lot more wider, and you need to know the basic history to pretty much get a good job that you want. So
Yeah, and it's always good to have some knowledge about where you come from and like New Zealand history and stuff like that. And Mr. Harrison's a really good teacher. He teaches all
Yeah.
he teaches a real diverse.
What
history.
steps have you taken to help with your transition from school?
Go with it. Like you get there and you kind of don't like you. Ever since year 9, we've been like ready to get out and like, get ready, and then you get to year 13, you just kind of
like year 13. From year 9 to year 12, you sort of get told what to do and you do it, and in year 13, they just forget about you, so you're more relaxed, you just...
And then with university, you kind of just apply, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's nothing big, you don't do much study.
What advice would you like to leave us with about school?
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, do all your schoolwork too, because like you get to the end of the year, and I know it seems like really bad to think about doing it at the time, but when you get to the end of the year and you haven't done much and you're really stressed out, then you need to do it.
Yeah, it's best to get as much credits as you can at the start of the year.
Also,
the end of the year.
Be really nice to your teachers, like even though some of them, like you have those conflicting views and stuff like that, you just need to be. They are trying to help you, and they're,
Yeah, just make the most of it while you can, especially in year 9 and year 10.
Yeah.
It's like, make the most of it, because when you hit level 1 NCEA, it just all comes at you at once and you just get overwhelmed by everything.
But it is fun.
Yeah.
And
There's some perks of it.
It is fun to think that we're like nearly finished and
Yeah.
we can go do our own thing. But
It's a bit scary, but it's life. We've got to move on somehow.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Laurie Harrison, Putaku Ingo o Māori ko Matuarare. I know that all the history girls, that when they're in the 20s, they're all going to travel overseas and they're going to go to the places where we've talked about in history and going, so I'm so proud to be a New Zealander because New Zealand men and women have done wonderful things in the world.
How does the subject pathway from year 9 to year 13?
Oh, good question. Year 9 and 10, there's compulsory subjects that the students all have to do. Immigration, government, Treaty of Waitangi, sustainability, you have to do it. 11, 12 and 13, it's about choice that the girls can do. So some girls might want to do, say, the Tarawera eruption or the arrival of Tupaia and Captain Cook, or Gallipoli. They might want to do the story of Wipere. So they have choices in their study of what they can do, but it has to be a New Zealand topic for their internal assessment, but the external's fascinating, world history and how New Zealand fits in.
What are 3 important skills about studying in history?
Research, time management, follow the own kaupapa that you want and don't listen to what everybody else is doing.
I enjoyed the subject. What kind of future study options do I have?
If you do history, it's going to be ongoing for the rest of your life because you're going to be fascinated with learning. You could be, it goes into tourism because you've got a lot of overseas people coming to New Zealand wanting to know about the history of New Zealand. You can work in tourism, you can work in libraries, you can work in museums, you can work as tour guides overseas, so you know the history of those countries. You can work in research, you can work in government departments, especially history graduates are really liked in a lot of businesses because they can write well. And that's a real skill to know how to construct a history essay. Causes, events, consequences.
Yeah. What is one phrase of wisdom you would like to leave us with about the values of education at secondary school?
The only thing I can say is Gizzy Girls is gold, because look around, who is the Minister of Education? Hekia Parata. Okay, what school did she go to? Gizzy Girls, right? There's proof that anyone from any background, doesn't matter who you are, can attain the highest goals ever. Here's a young woman who moved from Ruatoria, she's fluent in Te Reo, got a strong sense of identity, and then she came to Gisborne Girls High School. She worked part-time as well, came from a big whānau, and then because of determination, she is now my boss and Mrs. Kumar's boss and every other person that is involved in education in New Zealand. She's our boss, and there's lots of Gisborne Girls High School girls that have achieved fame but not being whakahiki, and Hekia is not whakahiki. We're very proud of her and all our Gisborne Girls High School old girls.
Thank you, sir.
Ka pai.